What if I told you that the most chaotic streamer on Kick might be the modern internet version of Frank Sinatra? Not because Clavicular can sing, not because he has timeless music, and definitely not because he has Sinatra's legacy, but because both men became symbols of their era's idea of male charisma. Both came from New Jersey. Both built a cult of personality around looks, attitude, women, controversy, and danger. And both ended up surrounded by rumors, and in Sinatra's case, documented scrutiny involving organized crime figures. Sinatra was the original aura celebrity. Clavicular is the algorithm's version of the same archetype. Frank Sinatra was born in Hoboken, New Jersey in 1915. He came up through nightclubs, radio, big bands, and eventually became one of the most famous singers of the 20th century. Britannica describes him as one of the most sought after entertainers in the industry and says he was often hailed as the greatest American singer of the 20th century popular music. Clavicular, real name Braden Peters, is also a New Jersey born figure. Raised in Hoboken, according to People, but his stage was not the nightclub. It was TikTok, Kick, Instagram, and the endless attention economy. People describes him as a controversial creator known for looks maxing, extreme appearance optimization, and IRL live streaming. Sinatra was discovered through bands and radio. Clavicular was discovered through clips. Sinatra had screaming Bobby Soxers outside theaters. Clavicular has young men spamming MOG, Ascend, and low cortisol in chat. Different century, same basic energy. A young man turns himself into an object of obsession. Sinatra's image was built on polish, the suit, the cigarette, the blue eyes, the microphone tilt, the calm danger of a man who looked like he knew every back room in the city. Clavicular's image is built on optimization, jawline, frame, steroids, cosmetic procedures, extreme self modification, and the language of ascension. The Guardian describes him as the internet's most famous looks maxer, known for extreme methods like steroids, surgery, and claims about taking a hammer to his jaw. That is where the comparison starts to become interesting. Sinatra represented the old masculine fantasy: elegant, dangerous, romantic, emotionally controlled. Clavicular represents the new masculine fantasy: engineered, hypervisible, chemically altered, always online, always performing. Sinatra was crafted by the entertainment industry. Clavicular is self manufactured by the algorithm. Sinatra became a phenomenon partly because of his relationship with female fans. In the 1940s, young women screaming for Sinatra turned him into one of America's first true pop idols. Britannica notes that by early 1943, Sinatra's appearances at New York's Paramount Theater created a near hysteria among young female fans known as Bobby Soxers. Clavicular's fame is also built around women, but in a much darker, more internet poisoned way. His content is not romantic crooning, it is about becoming attractive enough to dominate attention. People reports that his platform centers on encouraging young men to physically alter themselves to attract women, while The Guardian notes that his community uses dehumanizing language for women. Sinatra sang to women. Clavicular teaches men how to mog for them. That difference says everything about the century between them. Now we get to the part that makes the comparison explosive: organized crime. With Sinatra, the mob rumors were not just internet gossip. The FBI vault contains extensive Sinatra files and FBI search records describing Sinatra appearing in files connected to contacts with subjects of racketeering investigations. Sinatra always denied direct mafia involvement. El Pa noted that the FBI records did not confirm he was directly linked to criminal activity, but they did show why the government was concerned about his alleged mob ties and relationships. His name was linked to major organized crime figures such as Lucky Luciano, Willie Moretti, Meyer Lansky, and especially Chicago outfit boss Sam Giancana. El Pa reports that Sinatra acknowledged knowing, seeing, or greeting several mobsters during questioning connected to the Kafava Committee era. And in 1963, the issue became more than rumor. The Mob Museum reports that Sinatra surrendered his Nevada gaming license after Sam Giancana, who was banned from Nevada casinos, appeared at Sinatra's Cal Neva Lodge. That is Sinatra's world. Nightclubs, casinos, politicians, entertainers, and gangsters, all breathing the same cigarette smoke. Clavicular's alleged organized crime adjacent connection is much newer, and it needs to be phrased carefully. He has not been proven to be a member of organized crime. He has not been convicted of organized crime activity. The comparison is not that Clavicular is in the mafia. The comparison is that, like Sinatra, his celebrity image has become attached to nightlife, controversy, and reported proximity to people with serious criminal histories. In April 2026, the Bulwark reported that Clavicular attended the opening of his Miami Beach nightclub, Bacara, and identified nightlife figure Hai Waknin as his business partner. The same report said Waknin has a lengthy criminal record and, according to federal prosecutors, maintained close connections to Israeli organized crime groups. The Bulwark also reported that prosecutors alleged Waknin using members of the Crips and the Mexican Mafia as enforcers. So here's the safe, accurate line. Clavicular is not Sinatra because he is a mobster. He is Sinatra because his public image now lives in the same mythology. Nightlife, money, beauty, scandal, and proximity to dangerous men. Sinatra had Vegas, Clavicular has Miami. Sinatra had the sands in Calneva, Clavicular has live streams, clubs, and viral chaos. Another similarity. Scandal did not destroy either men's image, it fed it. Sinatra's career had repeated waves of controversy, alleged mob ties, public fights, political associations, and career collapses, but the danger became part of the brand. Clavicular's career operates the same way, only faster. People reports that Peters has been arrested twice, involved in violent livestream interactions, and hospitalized after a suspected overdose. The Guardian described his rise as a string of high-profile controversies, including live-streaming himself apparently running over a pedestrian and appearing alongside polarizing figures such as Andrew Tate and Nick Fuentes. For Sinatra, scandal moved through newspapers, gossip columns, FBI files, and congressional committees. For Clavicular, scandal moves through clips, quote tweets, Discord servers, and commentary channels. Sinatra was built by the press. Clavicular is built by backlash. But there is one massive difference. Sinatra had undeniable artistic substance. He had the voice, the phrasing, the albums, the films, and the Academy Award, the cultural permanence. Britannica notes that his performance in From Here to Eternity revived his career and won him an Academy Award. Clavicular's fame is not built on a finished artistic product. It is built on the live broadcast of becoming infamous. Sinatra performs songs, Clavicular performs himself. Sinatra turned pain into music, Clavicular turns instability into content. That is why calling Clavicular the modern Sinatra is not a compliment exactly, it is a diagnosis of the culture. Frank Sinatra was the old world's dangerous celebrity, a voice in a suit, surrounded by politicians, casinos, women, and mob rumors. Clavicular is the new world's dangerous celebrity, a live streamer in Miami surrounded by influencers, nightlife figures, controversy, and an audience that rewards every meltdown. Both are Jersey-born avatars of male image making. Both have turned charisma into power. Both became famous in cultures where proximity to danger made a man seem larger than life. But Sinatra's era produced myth through music. Clavicular's era produces myth through clips. And that might be the darkest comparison of all. Frank Sinatra was the chairman of the board. Clavicular is the chairman of the feed.